Hi everyone, my name is Chris Channa and I'm the founder and CEO of Chelsea Place Senior Care and the host of Senior Source TV. And today we're going to talk about the 7 types of assisted living. But first, before we get started, hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment below. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. Your questions help me create better content for you. So I appreciate it when you have questions for me. If you don't remember, we talked about the 5 types of senior housing earlier. And we talked about independent living, adult family care homes, assisted living, CCRCs, skilled nursing, and those different services, different types of senior housing that exist. And this video, we're going to dive deeper into the different, like the 7 styles of assisted living, essentially. The 7 different types of assisted living that are going to exist when you're looking for assisted living in your area. And so one of them is going to be kind of a residential community. It might be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that a family isn't the owner-operator of, and maybe they convert it into 6 rooms. It could be purposely built, where, like we've seen in Denver, where there's been 2 8-bed facilities that were kind of combined, where they had their own living environments. They had their own living room, they had their own little small residential kitchen, but maybe they shared like a courtyard in between. And so then they accommodated 16 people. So they're all going to be a little bit different. And then number 2, we're going to have the independent assisted living community, where they have both independent living and assisted living. And in this community, typically what we've seen a lot of times is you might have a larger kind of apartment style, maybe a high-rise independent living facility that as time has gone on, the folks that were renting there started to maybe need more care, and instead of kicking them out, they found a way to incorporate assisted living into their apartment, whether they added on to it or, like I said, made a few floors that. So in that case, then you have both independent living and assisted living on the same, or in the same building or next to each other. The third option is going to be an assisted living standalone only option, where maybe like all they are is just standard license assisted living. If you're independent living, it might be too expensive. It might not make sense for you to live there. If you have memory care, or you kind of have incontinence care needs and stuff like that, depending on the facility, they may not be able to accommodate memory care folks. But then you have option number 4, where you're going to have an assisted living facility and a memory care facility all in the same environment. And this is actually a very popular option. I would say this is way more common than most, and especially the ones that were built recently. Over the last like 5 to 10 years, you're going to see kind of like this apartment style, maybe 3 floors, 80 to 100 folks that might live in kind of an apartment style, studios, 1-bedrooms, assisted living community. And then on the other side, you might have a 1-story memory care unit that might have between 30 to 50 people that are living in that environment. And it's a great option for families. What could happen is sometimes you might have your loved one who's got the early onset of dementia, and it makes perfect sense for them to move into an assisted living facility, but you've noticed that it's kind of started to decline over time, or their memory has, and you worry someday that they might not be able to care for themselves anymore. And so it might be good for them to be in a facility that they can move into the memory care side if that need arises. So that's another popular option. Then you're going to see some that are just memory care only. That you go to these facilities, they might be like all on 1 floor, might have somewhere around 50 people there, and the entire facility itself is a locked facility where it's all memory care. You might have to like lock on the door, get a special entryway into it, but it's a secure environment, and it's only for those folks that are suffering from memory care. And a lot of times too, what it is about those programs is they've specialized in Alzheimer's training, dementia training, Parkinson's disease. They've taken a lot of maybe certifications in that environment to be able to serve those folks that might have memory care issues even better. Then you're going to see kind of a newer and more popular option, it seems like lately, is this independent assisted living and memory care, where you have all 3. Whether they're a part of the same building, whether they're on a mini campus, but this is not quite a CCRC. They are not necessarily called that. They might just be general senior living, but a lot of times you might have apartment style. We've even seen some with a few cottages or kind of like almost like little homes. But then you have like maybe assisted living and memory care attached, and it's kind of all on the same campus. So that's kind of a new style. It's still a rental model where you're not necessarily purchasing to purchase into the living environment. And then you have number 7, which is the CCRC communities. And so this is going to be kind of a massive campus. I mean, you're going you're going to come into this grand entrance, and then you might have to drive a little while. You might feel like you're going to a city, but then you might pass some homes or some townhomes or some condos. You might have like a high-rise independent living facility on campus. You might have other clubhouses or different things that might exist on that same campus. And then you're going to have assisted living, and then memory care, and then a skilled nursing facility as well. So you might have all that stuff on that same campus. That's typically going to be more of a CCRC community where they do have assisted living and memory care in that environment. So they're all a little bit different. The cost of it is going to be a little bit different. The rental models versus the kind of buying into the models, they're all going to be different. So it's going to be important for you to kind of understand like what options are in my area, and then start to go and research like what is best for my loved one. You know, do they want a smaller environment? Do they want a larger environment? Were they extremely social? Were they more introverted? There's just all these different things that you might have to take into consideration to help you find the place that's right for your loved one. So anyways, that's my quick tip for the 7 types or 7 styles of assisted living. If you have any questions, again, comment below. Love to hear from you, and if we can help provide any other resources to you, that's what we're here for. If you haven't yet, make sure you get a copy of Florida's 5-Step Guide to Senior Care. We'd be happy to send you a free copy. It's a real easy guide. It walks you through 5 easy steps, from understanding cognitive change in your loved one, to organizing legal affairs, making a financial plan, finding the right care at home, to senior housing, and then how do you choose between all these different providers. So be happy to provide you a copy of that. If you have any questions, give us a call at 941-677-7233. And you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.